So as you saw, there was no highlights. There was kind of basically no review of Collision because I practically had much more greater things, better things to do, like actually being a man, and instead of being in a position as an MJF, being stalked on a daily, and having to be on the lookout for my booty hole from Max Caster. Uh, instead of what, I just wanted to be able to do things. I was just doing me. I was being a natural red blooded, just human, American human man. So yeah, and much more importantly, so instead of talking about queer AE gay collision, that nonsense, I wanted to simply talk about, I wanted to, because this has kind of been brewing for a little bit, and I've been kind of sitting back and I've been looking at an overview. I've heard all the criticisms, and myself, that I've tried to sit back and deny the notion, deny the possibilities, deny the reality that maybe this guy isn't what people say he is. It's simply inspiration. It's been in my, like, it just, I feel like a girl that's just been still. I feel like an emotional ex and mostly just been trying to put together the pieces day by day back again. I've been trying to really think about this, and I will admit that I have some issues when it regarding LA Knight. And there's not gonna be, yeah here, yeah there. It's not gonna be any doing that today. When it comes to LA Knight, at least personally for me, like judging off from my point of view, yeah, I feel like I can say that, yeah, LA Knight, he's legitimately one of the very, if not the only wrestler, nowadays that gets, as such as a genuine reaction and feels like an actual quote unquote megastar. When, I feel like that's, somebody like an LA Knight, which I feel like that's, we're desperately missing that from professional wrestling nowadays. You don't get somebody such as that gets a powerful, legit, consistent, just, or an obvious reaction that they're able to get as an LA Knight, since whichever, like, attitude era, or golden era, or you want to talk about guys like Hogan, Austin, and Rock, and Shawn, like, I don't feel like I definitely feel like you just, don't be able to really see that within, with today. I mean, people would, people will try, bring up and refer to as somebody like a CM Punk, and try probably draw comparisons there, as far as like CM Punk has been able to, when they bring up that, but like, I don't know, like, it's pretty clear when, the home state, Chicago. I mean, when you look at it too, I mean, the crime rate is super, really up by there, and I mean, he is he is a criminal just like them. So, I mean, is that really, can we really take that for word? And I mean, just hear from Tony Khan himself also. He made him fear for his life, like a little boy. But yeah, like when repairing LA Knight, I don't, there's a lot of wrestlers that just feel like Jane Doe's and John Doe's, and here, like, you look at them and like, oh man, you see, yeah, like nobody is cut from the pack. Everybody is a sausage. Well, I really just said that. It's kind of, but like, you look at LA Knight and say, wow, like, I consistently haven't seen somebody like or yeah, this one is very different right here. Like we have it like yeah, he like this is a very different flavor, and yeah, that's how I coherently feel. And I've been one of the ones that's been saying L.A. Knight. He's been like so since the early days of I was been one of the ones that have said that like clearly he takes like inspiration from Rock and Austin, like he borrows like inspiration for as in touch to how to as far as like yeah as far as like everything around overall as a wrestler goes today, but yeah I don't know like yeah it's like clear when you look at it clearly he bites like clearly the rips and like when you sit down to really look at it. Like I said, I know I wasn't the only one, of course, and just looking at from SmackDown Friday this past Friday, and like clear like the whole thing, like clearly, and it's just at first it's just now it's inspiration and yeah, of course you just saying of course inspiration, but first it seemed like yeah, but now it just seemed it really looks like that clearly okay yeah like clearly you're just clearly you have just shade you're just shades and you're clearly pretending to be Rock and Austin. Clearly you're cosplaying as Rock and Austin, and the whole shut up and pathetic. Austin's like you can literally look up Austin right now, probably like his interactions with yeah, probably JR or such. Yeah, like when he was just starting to catch heat back in yeah '97, or as such too. Big Man too his promos with Vince. Like that's Austin. That's Stone Cold right there. That's like that's Mister Kick Your Ass right there too. Like that's legitimately Stone Cold when he said the whole thing. Even going back and thinking about it, yeah, like that's Stone Cold right there, and like and it's not the whole thing, of course. Him just talking like Stone Cold, and just and of course the like when you have the way he moves, the way the mannerisms, such and him just like you just like he see it. It's just that's clear. That's The Rock. He's being The Rock and yeah, he's like you can, like I said, it's like from day, like you can clearly see it from day set. Like he's like okay, like this is like he's being. It's almost not like yeah, this is a blatant. He's blatant ripping from Stone Cold and Rock, and not that I have a problem with that, because yeah, like definitely when it's like it's one of the two biggest names, two of the biggest names of all time. And there's no problem with taking inspiration, but when when it just becomes that big gates of just a lack of creativity, a lack just and blatant plagiarism, it's just like like damn, it's just now I can see why where people the comparisons and you get how people may think that it's just yeah, this guy is basically just trying to be Rock and Austin because yeah I mean it's right there, it's playing in there and there. And it's not the only because when you look at it, cause I looked a little bit at his promos too, and yeah, it does seem like it's not that like like the guys didn't talk like because his promos, his wordplay a bit because of course I do feel like because I've seen that myself and it does like feel like that yeah like you didn't have the guys that when referring about personally I can tell you too like I grew up in the ruthless aggression era, but yeah, you didn't have the guys that I don't know sound like they wear fruity pebbles, red, white, and blue. They didn't yeah. It's just like his wordplay and that such like that sounds a bit corny, and like lately it's been sounding really really corny, and like straight up ripped from like. Yeah, and yeah, I guess like the guy, yeah, for sure, absolutely not. The guys, they did not say some goofy shit like I'm gonna hit you so hard you'll turn you'll turn pink, like yeah, like for sure, like absolutely not. The guys from the Attitude Era didn't sound like that at all, and yeah, and I will say, yeah, I don't know if he like, because I've heard like, yeah, that he stumbles a bit, but I don't think he does. In the whole big thing where he stumbled or kind of like got shot down from the Miz, I don't know, I don't think that really happened, but. Well, yeah, the promos have been getting a quite sour taste, but and when it comes to even whether you're gonna parry when it comes to yeah, like of course the obvious discretion. Not that I care when it comes to in ring work, but yeah, the in ring work, yeah, it's very noticeable. He's not very good in the ring. And sorry, like I'm not saying, of course, I'm not saying that he has to go out there and be fucking Eddie Guerrero. I'm not saying he has to be Ricochet or, of course, yeah, like Kenny Omega or whoever that's today. Yeah, Rey Mysterio, Shawn Michaels, those guys too. I'm not, Bret Hart. I'm not saying Kurt Angle. I'm not saying that he has to go out there and be a fucking a wrestling machine, but you do have to have some type of engagement. You're wrestling with because that go integral. That's still integral. That goes in the ring. You're wrestling like that's still you still have to be somewhere not only engaging, but like you have to have because you have to have really, yeah, when it comes to your in ring work, really, you like the crowd has to be worked into it, and you have to be somewhat definitely like to have the pull to have and be able to have the crowd be really in all with you, and yeah, like he's not, yeah, he's definitely kind of boring in the ring and not really entertaining because that's what I want to really go for. He's not really entertaining and very you can't really I'm not really can get into when it comes to that part. So yeah, and it's like where you had with Austin. If you're gonna take from him, like when you look at like Austin, you look at Austin, of course, and where he's just because of course he became limited, of course, just judges from those altogether from his neck and as such, but you have that to where of course like he was straight up a brawler almost like and just the said dude that was just I was just hell bent on it's just beating somebody's ass and yeah he was a brawler and of course and like that the Booker the Stone Cold and Booker scene speaks for itself, but yeah like that type of where he would just bash you on the announcer table, bash you in the steel steps, stomp. Of course, the whole thing. Of course, which is one of my favorite moves too. But the whole thing with the stomp a mud hole, just stop like unlimited stops in the gut. On the turn, like where the wrestler, he had his opponent laid down, and he would just stomp away. And of course, you had the Lewis press and everything like that. And, that's just stuff like that where he was really it was just yeah like you had stuff like that where it was just really raw and you can get really into Stone Cold's work in the ring. I don't know if I mean he was alright. He was a really good seller. He was an alright seller. He was all good in there. But yeah, like you get what I'm saying. That what Stone Cold was like, definitely like just absolutely engaging in the ring. Of course, The Rock. People would say like, I mean, he's not exactly. Definitely, he won't get a 5-star from Meltzer, but he was hella entertaining. It's The Rock. He didn't. Of course, he didn't need to do fucking flips. He didn't need to go out and try to break his neck. Like he was he was like of course he had the charisma, he had the character, he had the pizzazz. And I wouldn't say that because when it comes to his in ring work, The Rock was, of course, he was fucking amazing. That's all you needed to be. Yeah, he was fucking amazing when it came to the in ring work. He had moves. He had a fighting style in a way that where you can look at and be just you just never take your eyes off the screen because he's just like I said, even in his in ring work, he just catch of course with the people's elbow and shit like the Samoan drop and where he pulls his his hand back and he smacks you. like that shit grabs you in, and it's just very, you're like, you just can't stop watching that. And it's like, yeah, like definitely LA, if LA Knight is severely lacking in that part department also as well. And it's like, I know it's hard, of course, when it comes to that, because you have every damn near that these motherfuckers, that want to just, you have such wrestlers like that today, that they really destroy anything, in every bit that you could really, because we see it all. It's not really anything you could do. Probably, like, it may seem impossible for really to really do anything from a ring standpoint, but it's not to say, no, like, obviously not. It's not to say that you can really go out there and be entertaining yourself, or do something captivating as such in the ring to really grab people. And yeah, and I mean, unfortunately, people are gonna look at what I'm saying and look at, I'm just hating on LA Knight, and it's not that. I like LA Knight, and I want him to only succeed. And like I said, I didn't even want him, because this was pretty fast too. He definitely could hang, but I yeah, I want to say that he's not ready when it comes to the main event picture. I want it to mirror so, really, because I want this to organically grow, and of course, as he is, and be able to really go after something like, of course, the Intercontinental Championship, the United States Championship, even the tag team. And I said, because I, yeah, definitely feel like he's not, because he's still, like, for sure, he still has, of course, a lot of improvements. He needs to really go to the drawing board, and look at. So let's say I want nothing but the best for LA Knight, and to only go up from here, to really go up and go as high as he can possibly go, and just nothing but that success, and it be one of the best things that's going today. In regards to his age and shit like that, limitate. That's obviously, like, just want nothing to be the best for LA Knight. And of course, don't let, like, I wouldn't necessarily see let the end all with, and as being over as such, quote unquote, as far as that being over. Hope he doesn't let that be. Don't let that be as the end all be all as such. Like, yeah, like I said, it's not even the thing. You have, of course, the lack of creativity, the of course, like, the very, like, the limitations in his promos, issue, the mistakes, and just the lack of the lack of engagement, and of course, it's in ring work, being really sour. you know yeah, there's obviously lots of things that LA Knight can strive on, and hopefully, I said, hopefully, just that, just that's all I wish, to be only nothing but the best for LA Knight. And that's what I should really think about. So, of course, if you want to add to that, you can. Of course, I'm going to see y'all later, maybe very soon. Stay blessed and enjoy yourselves.